I don't really believe in tikkun olam, because that's always brought down as like repairing the world. I want to repair me, or get to the highest level that I can produce. But that production doesn't mean that I have to build a building or have a store that sells antique items and have store hours. This is where I think that when they talk about the tikkun olam, they're talking about a physical, like cement world. They're not talking about the body. And this is why Judaism has been brought down now as, like a physical religion. Most of these Jewish people that you see are kind of like fat. They're not athletic. They're not yogis. And so they've put their energies into like the business world. I don't see that in the Torah. I see it as a meditative development. A development to have pleasure in the self, so to speak. An elevation of the self. And if you want to call that tikkun olam, fine. But that self has to do with me alone. It's an individuation. Individuation. Not a group consciousness. Not a community effort. I'm not against community, but real community. Here's real community for you. Here I live in New York City. I'm going to look up later, or we'll look up how many synagogues are there in New York City of how many denominations. There got to be hundreds. So immediately that community is split off. They go to different synagogues on Shabbos. If there was one synagogue in, say, Manhattan, and the entire Jewish community was of one mind and went to that one synagogue, then I'm for community. I'm all for it. In fact, that's the word. I'm all for it. If everybody called Yisrael Echad. But I don't want this kind of like weirdness. Call Israel Echad, but they're all separate. Reminds me of the term separate but equal. No. If there was one synagogue, then I'm for community. But if there's 100 synagogues, each have their own rabbi, each has their own ideas, each has their own denomination, I'm not for it. Then I go the other way. And I'm for the complete abandonment of the synagogue concept and the raising of the individual. And that's what I think Judaism is. Each with the spark of Moses, each individual. And then I believe in a individuation, and a removal from the society. And that's what a Nazir is. And that's a Jewish yogi. Nazir is a Jewish yogi. And in Christianity, they call that a priest. And in India, they call that a sadhu. And in other religions, the highest person of that has one thing in common. They become celibataire. They become celibate. Because the whole secret of religion, so to speak, to rebind, religiaire, to retie, to rebind, is the idea of raising we'll call it Zera Lavan, the white seed, the semen, from the Yesod area up. The tree of life, up the chakras, up to the seventh chakra, to the Keta, to the crown. To the seventh chakra, first Sephiroth, crown, what's called also the 1,000-petaled lotus, which means the hair of the head. And this whole idea of the raising of the sexual potential back into the self is the entire idea of religiosity. And the point of religiosity in all religions. The first thing they do is that when you're young, they have to teach the person the deleterious effects of masturbation. This comes down in Rebbe Nachman of Breslov as the general remedy used by the 10 Psalms that he has, which is wonderful. And the whole idea of raising this energy up into the self is, whoa. So the whole other idea of this permissive society of sexual exploration and everything is the social control of the society. For a man who keeps his own semen and raises his semen, he escapes society. Because he escapes the whole idea of women, and he escapes the whole idea of interaction and children, and the societal. And he attains freedom in this lifetime. And it's not easy because of the social pressures. It gets easier as you get older, when the power wears off. And I'll be discussing some of my earlier experiences, but not now. This goes in that Judaism has lost its touch with meditation. And just I'll give a few moments now today. The moments today are going to express the senses, the 5 senses, and the 5 worlds. We'll go from the Oseo world, which is the mouth. The Oseo world, which is the mouth, has basically its function, there's 2 functions of the mouth. There's the eating function and kosher food. That's the in with the mouth. And then there's the speaking function of the mouth, the breathing out function of the mouth, which is words. It could also be singing, but it's words, speech. So there's an Adam Kosher coming in, and there's an Adam Kadosh coming out. The coming out is higher than the coming in. And the reason for the kosher coming in is so that when you speak, you'll be pure, holy. But the reason I'm actually doing this video today, this morning, is that what I want to explain to you is how there's a great transformation when you don't use your mouth for breathing. We get to the next level. We get to Yetzirah, which is a Shabbos, by the way. The nose is the organ for breathing, not the mouth. When you breathe through the nose, which is the Yetzirah world, there's 2 functions of the nose. There's smell with the in-breath, and then there's breathing out with the out-breath. This is the great function. Why? The nose is the function for breathing. In and out. When the nose is used for breathing, the mouth is supposed to be closed. You breathe in with the nose, and when you breathe out with the nose, your mouth is silent. There's no speech. You can't chat up a girl, can you, when the mouth is closed? Can't be talking at those restaurants about your favorite color. I like peach. So the great secret is that when you breathe, and this is in yoga, they call that pranayama. When you breathe, then the mouth is closed. And you don't use the mouth to breathe in those. And even in sports, you're only supposed to be coordinated through the breath of the nose. And this is the silent man. No speech. Breathe through the nose. When you speak, you're breathing out through the mouth. So a higher level, it's the Yetzirah level, is the breathing in and out through the nose with the mouth closed. Said in certain yogi systems that the head of the snake is the tip of the nose as you breathe out. That's the snake in the Gan Eden, when the snake turns into the Mashiach. because the mouth is closed. There's no evil speech when there's no speech. And that's the silence. I forget, Saiba, not Saiba, Shriba, that guru who didn't speak for about 8 years and used a Ouija board or something to write with silence. In fact, isn't that the word in man? Man is Adam, Aleph, and then Dum, Dum, silence, Adam, Dalet Mem. And that's when he gets into the nose. When the mouth isn't used for breathing, then the neck can go back further also. Otherwise, it's too much of a chest breath. The nose helps with the diaphragm easily going down and the back being utilized for breathing. Then, after that, comes the ears in Bina. Ears are for hearing, the Shema. And when you say the Shema, you put the hand over the eyes. And this hand over the eyes is that you're closing out the Yetzirah world. So the ears are for the Bria world, and that's what we're in here. We're in the ears. Shema. Listen, hear. That's the world we're in. But how to transcend that hearing world is to shut it up. Stop speaking. The next thing, after the ears, as you know, if you put your fingers in your ears, you will hear a whole world of sound inside your head. So there's two functions of the ears also. Ears with sound coming in, but then there's also an internal sound. And in a lot of methods, they close those flaps of the ears with their thumbs and things like this, and then you can close your eyes also. Then we go to the eyes. And the eyes have two levels also. The seeing out. And then if you close your eyes with your palms, which is that magic spot, the sixth spot in the middle of the palm, because that's what we're going to use for breathing, for pranayama later, not in this video. And then when you close your eyes are open to see out, see the world, right? But a higher level is intuiter, intuition, means to see within. And so the higher level than to look out is to look within. All these higher levels are really the in. The food is really the in. Speech would be better if it's shut up. The Adam Kodesh is silent. Breathe in through the nose. The internal sound of the ear. That's the real Shema. The real Shema is to put the hands over the ear And then put the hands over the eyes. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. And then you get into a tear and the inner sound of the spheres. And that's what you get on the, when you, and let me just say this is again, I developed this as I talked. I never did that before. I like that. And that two sights is the insight and the outsight. And that's the fourth world of Atziliut. And then there's a fifth world. And that's the hands. Because as Heidegger said, man is an animal with hands. And you're a yad. A yid. A yad. This is the whole deal. Touch. There are some very good methodologies how to develop the things in the hand. The Moshe Feldenkrais in the awareness through movement techniques, the Feldenkrais method of psychophysical awareness, had a thing that they called the bell hand. There's different methodologies. You can look it up on the internet. They have videos. The bell hand is to learn the developments of the hand. Another one of the videos shows that you lie and just touch the blanket like or to touch the floor like you're moving sand. And these developments of the fingers. And the great secret of the hand, it has 14 pereks, which is yad, 3 in each finger and 2 in the thumb. And these are the 5 worlds, by the way. There's the mouth, the Yetzirah world. This is the nose, the Yetzirah world. This is the ears, the Bria world. This is these are the eyes, the Yetzirah world, and this is the hand, touch, sense of touch, which is the Adam Kadmon world, the 5th world, which is true godliness, because you see how the 5 fingers are there. There are 4 which are together, and then, well, there aren't 5 fingers. There's only 4 fingers and a thumb. Man only has 4 fingers and a thumb. And that's why, by the way, in Hanukkah there's 8 days of Hanukkah, and then there's a candle in between. It's like that. So the point is that these 5 worlds, these are 4 worlds with a godly world, which is the hands. So look up the bell hand and get your consciousness through there. This is the real development in Judaism. If you're really interested, that's Jewish meditation. Right now I'm pretty concerned with pranayama because I believe in the changing of the nose for tennis. If you've noticed today, whenever you turn on, like Sharapova was the worst offender, everything was tremendous noise. They think that energy, well, the real key is only what the nose can do. This other thing is like this tremendous effort. Yes, you know what that tremendous effort is? It reminds me of Tikkun Olam, where you're already perfect. So the Tikkun Olam is only to find out that you were already perfect, which is no different than you having learned the entire Torah in the womb. And the angel comes, hits you on the lip, and you forget the whole Torah. And so what you're learning out here is the physicality of a Torah you already know, an intuition. So what are you doing? So if you're really interested in Judaism, in following that path to godliness, and explore it. Explore yourself. And that's a little morning spiel here.